Hello everyone, this is Chapter 8 of the Good Omens fan fiction, Ineffable Nights, and this chapter is called Two Souls, One Vessel.
Good job, boy! I knew you'd recover quickly.
Azzy's father gave him a hearty clap on the back that nearly sent him sprawling.
Now then, no more talk of that fallen piece of shite being your friend, right?
Azzy gave his father the best forced smile he was able.
Oh, absolutely, father.
It had been 4 days since Azzy had returned to his father's house in Celestia, and Crow had been thrown in the kingdom's ancient gale to await his fate.
And it's been so helpful that you convinced Gabriel not to execute the, creature until I had recovered enough to do it myself. I honestly hope you're rewarded for this kindness with exactly what you deserve someday.
His father beamed at him, and Azzy felt a grim amusement in the fact the man couldn't read between the lines.
Azzy, my boy, I used to really worry about you, what with the frilly clothes and how chubby you got and the flouncing around reading books and all.
His father's icy blue eyes twinkled.
But this just proves I was right in sending you out to the post on the Eastern Road. Now you've survived being captured by the Fallen, you escaped, you brought one back as a prisoner. You'll even be getting your first kill here in a few days when you put that foul devil to death. I'm so proud of you, my boy.
And to think, this is all it took. Azzy's smile felt painful now, but he held it. And not for the first time he cursed himself for not simply leaving with Crow when he'd asked.
Say, father, would it be possible for me to visit the Gale?
His father's forehead wrinkled.
What? Why?
Well, father, I should rather like to tell that wicked Fallen exactly what I plan to do to him. For everything he's done to me, you see. Azzy's father lit up, and then he laughed.
Excellent! Make his last days miserable as possible so he regrets his terrible choices by letting him confront the limited time he's got left to live. Of course, son. You head on over and tell them I said to let you in.
His father beamed at him, and then he actually hugged him. Azzy's brain began to scream inside his skull, but he kept the frozen smile on his face as he returned the hug stiffly.
Thank you, father. I won't be long.
Inside the Gale, Crow reclined on a decently soft mattress and stared vaguely at the patterned ceiling, reflecting that honestly this was one of the nicest places to sleep he'd had in a long while. He'd only been roughed up a bit, and now, even though the holy chains still burned and irritated his skin, they had removed the muzzle, so all in all this wasn't so bad. They even fed him several times a day, and no one even bothered to come in and torture him. Less like a dungeon and more like an inn, really. The thought kind of amused him.
You, Fallen!
Crow raised his head to glance over toward whichever guard had addressed him.
Yeah? You've got a visitor, so mind your manners. Any attack on MacPhail, and you will be punished most severely.
The guard's silvery gray eyes glared at Crow with unabashed hatred.
Right, whatever you say, Warden.
Crow carefully kept the excitement out of his voice as his angel stepped into view.
Oh, thank you, Sandalphon. I am here to tell the fiend in person what his fate will be. No need to hang around, my dear. I'll call for you when I'm done, and Dad said to tell you hello, by the way.
Crow could hear how fake Azzy's cheery tone was, but the gray-eyed guard didn't notice. He just glared at Crow again, nodded to Azzy, and left. Crow stood slowly, staring. Azzy looked so much better now. His bruises were gone, his clothes were clean. but his eyes look haunted.
"Hello, Angel."
Crow offered a smile.
"Oh, Crow."
Tears sprang to Azzy's eyes, but he fought them back, and he dropped his voice.
"Look, I won't have long to explain, so get over here."
Crow moved forward until he could wrap his hands around the bars.
"All right, go on, Angel."
"Crow, I'm going to have to kill you." Crow's eyes went wide, but he was too stunned to offer a reply. Azzy hurried on.
I know, but it's something my father set up with Gabriel. I had to go along, but listen, I've got a plan. Your lot, you can possess people, correct?"
"Well, yes, I suppose." Crow's tone was doubtful. "Humans, certainly, but I'm not sure how that helps."
"Look, let's hope you can do so with half human, half celestial hosts as well, because I'm going to need you to push your soul into my body right before I kill your physical form."
As he stared into Crow's eyes intensely.
"It should work. And after, they'll take your body off to the mortuary to cool. I plan to break in after hours and heal the body and then resurrect you." "You plan to what?"
Crow winced when he realized he had shouted, and then he lowered his voice again.
That's necromancy, Angel. Isn't your lot dead against that sort of thing?"
"Quite,
but we do have the capability. We just don't do it because they say it's contrary to the will of the gods, but..."
As he glanced around furtively before covering Crow's white-knuckled hands with his own.
"If heaven is a place where I'm expected to let my best friend die without doing all in my power to save him, maybe I don't want to go there anyway."
And that is the end of the first part of Chapter 8.